All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Juan Gonzalez. I am an instructor here at S&R Truck Driving Institute. This is Mr. Lafayette. Mr. Lafayette is a current graduate of ours. He was nice enough to take the time to come in and just, answer some questions. A small interview. So this is Mr. Lafayette. Mr. Lafayette, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to be out here and just answer some questions for us.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
so
you. Thank you.
So thank you. So we're gonna kick it off, and we're gonna kick it off by just asking you a few questions of overall how you feel about the program, what you learn, what you like. Pretty much, just the content for our future students to have as a reference, as perhaps even guidance in their future career as a truck driver and a CDL holder, and here at S&R Truck Driving Institute. So we're gonna kick it off. You ready?
Yes, I am.
You ready? Okay. So what motivated you to pursue a career in trucking? How did SRTDI help you to achieve that goal? So why trucking? Why trucking out of all the blue collar work? Why truck driving?
Well, again, my name is Lafayette Peku, and I'm originally from West Africa, to be specific, Liberia. Attending to your question, as an immigrant in the United States of America, with such a great opportunity, most of us immigrants take privilege and take it to be like a privilege, not a privilege to say a gift to find ourselves in this part of the world, especially the United States of America. We come out here with a very low knowledge and IQ, and we notice that our surrounding is full of opportunity. So with that, we kind of like try to take advantage of this opportunity that is presented to our disposal. When that happened, we kind of tried to look and sort out opportunity. Like I said before, that I went to a couple of other schools that really didn't catch my attention, but I had no alternative because that's what I was looking at the time, until I realized that they wasn't giving me what I wanted.
What you needed.
Or what I needed.
Right.
Exactly. So when I heard about S&R Trucking Institute, I did a walking. Like I was like, today I have to go and see. Matter of fact, I saw the practice ground and everybody was happy, smiling, and doing what they needed to do. And I was like, this is a place to be.
Did you happen to read our reviews? Did you go online?
Did no, it was no online.
Yeah, because a lot of people shop. I know I shop that way.
Yeah.
So okay.
It was no online visitation. It was nothing. I just saw the sign on the trailer at the practice ground, and I said, you know what? Let me get a couple of student interview. Let me go to meet a couple of students and talk to them. And I walk on a lot and I spoke a couple of students, and they all responded to me in a friendly manner, and they said, hey, this is the place you need to be.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So because you came in, you engage with our students, you feel, well, maybe truck driving might be the thing for me. That's why you felt that you wanted to make that decision of truck driving?
Okay, so as like I said from the beginning, we take hold of every opportunity that is laid before us, because the life that we're living in, you never know which direction you can be blessed to excel.
Yeah.
So you just don't wake up and say, oh, today I only want to be a doctor. If tomorrow you can't be a doctor, then you're nobody in society. So us immigrants, like I said, we kind of try to pursue more goals, more opportunity, more education added to our portfolio. So in case tomorrow, if things doesn't go right with one side of the traffic, you can take the other end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So following up to that, so then can you describe your experience in the training program? So you decided that this is what you want to do. So can you describe your experience in the training program? What stood out to you the most? What do you really remember about the program at your time here at SRTDI?
Well, it's a lot of things that that I can tell you pertaining to your questions. I've never seen a school that is so basic trying to have students come to school, even at a time when you wake up from bed and you say, I don't feel like going to school today.
Yeah.
And you have a school that send notification out to every student. I mean, I went to college in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Nobody pursued me on whether I should come to school or not. So that's one different thing about S&R. Like, whether it's raining today, we need all students to come to school ASAP. Unless it's that bad, then you get the school to say stay home. So just the fact that the school can push the student, don't give me no late days. I
Yeah.
want to see everybody in school.
Right.
Alone, that make me want to get closer to school more, and that's what I did.
Okay. So how would you describe the training that you received here at SRTDI? Was it what you expected? In what ways did it exceed? Did it fall short? Did it meet your expectations? So let's talk about slightly about the actual training itself. And so now Mr. Lafayette is a student here. Now you're behind the wheel of a truck. You're training. How was your experience here when it comes to the training and the training itself?
Well, my experience was phenomenal. They were friendly instructors. When it comes to business, in terms of what they were employed to do, they were taking the business very serious. Because everything about trucking is safety as number one on the list. We have friends. We were friendly. We always would be friends with the instructor. But I like when it comes to the trucking, when it comes to sitting behind the wheel of a truck, your instructor don't play. They don't play with you.
Yeah.
They don't play with a job when it comes to you being behind the wheel. That's one of the main things that really got me stuck with S&R.
Yeah, it just reminded me of you and I working behind the wheel out on the road,
Yeah,
and learning our
exactly.
shifting and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you feel was the most challenging part for you, for Mr. Lafayette? What was the most challenging part, and how did you overcome it?
Well, the most challenging part for me was, it's not easy to wake up and say you want to do something and just take half of your time that you're supposed to. Like I said, I'm an immigrant. When you're an immigrant, all your family waiting for your check. So if you're gonna say, I'm not coming to school, I'm not taking any money, I'm not taking money seriously for the next couple of months because I want to achieve a paper or a career, you cut off the money, the flow of money into your account.
Okay.
So you go into school, you come out here to school, and before you know it's about 8 hours of a school day is already gone. So it's the fact that I have to come to school every day, and when I have work to do, being self-employed, I have to lay everything down, be here on time, and burn the whole day and go home and be thinking about why I'm going to take the next bill money from, you know what I mean?
Right. So the financial aspect of it was the most difficult part.
Yes, kind of like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which I kind of like had it under control, but still, that would be one thing that would discourage somebody, because if you have to go to school, you have to have a plan.
Right.
Exactly.
A plan. Okay. So what about the instructors? How did you feel? How did the instructors here help you out at your SRTDI journey? Or how did they support you in your journey, both on and off the road, or in any other particular area when it came to obtaining a CDL, your BCS, your basic control skills, or even your pre-trip? How do you think that your instructors played a role in you achieving your goal?
If I start to make a list, I don't think my list will end, because with the instructors, there are many students coming in and going out, but I don't know how to do it that every student get to have their time. That's one of the best part of S&R. Like, they got more trucks, they got teacher who know where the students are, where the student are for the week is, or where the student located for this week, next week, and the week after. So you're not just confusing people on top of. So people come in the right time and they get out the right time. So it's the fact that the teachers, that the instructor were able to work with the student schedule and mark them for where they were and where they needed to go, and by giving them the opportunity to excel rapidly in the term that they had to know what they came here for. Like my pre-trip. At first, I was pretty much confused and lost with the pre-trip, but my pre-trip instructor made sure he made it possible that before I could take the next step within a shorter period of time, I needed to know what I needed to know, and that took place. And when I went over, it was same thing with like you. When I got on the truck the first time, and you were smart to notice that I didn't do auto shifting.
Right.
And you said, Lafayette, looking at where you at right now, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I need meaning to work with you.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking like, as long I'm out of pre-trip and I'm on to the yard and I'm behind the wheel, that's it. But I didn't see what I missed, but you did. And you was like, you got to go back to the yard. I need a couple of hours with you on your auto shifting.
Right.
And within half of a day, I already knew what my gears were.
We were rolling, baby.
We were rolling, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So so the SRTDI, the hands-on training, the hands-on approach, do you feel like you're ready, or do you feel that the knowledge that you obtained here is going to help you for real-world experiences? Do you feel like you're prepared for to go out there and do you feel like you are prepared for a real-life experience to initiate your truck driving career?
Well, I would say it again. I think I don't want to say I think I am more than ready, because S&R, if I wasn't ready, I won't be where I'm sitting right now.
Okay.
They don't play. If you're not ready, they're not going to, especially you, Mr. Juan. You make sure that before you take next step of graduating or taking somebody to the next level, you are 110% correct with the performance. So if I think I'm not ready, then I think I'm joking, because I'm really, really ready after where you guys have got me to today, that I can see myself to be a certified CD driver. I got my license and everything. I think I'm way more than ready.
I'm very proud of you, because I remember when you and I we started working together on the pre-trip side, and it's nice to see a student being shaped and molded and the results, So yeah, it's a great feeling on our end as
I appreciate that.
Okay, so let's moving along. So what skill in particular do you feel most confident about as you head into the trucking career? Like what do you can honestly say, man, I really feel confident about this, or I'm glad Juan or any other instructor showed me this, because I know that I'm really going to use this in the trucking industry. What do you feel? Like, was there a certain experience that you can remember?
It would be safety first, because
there you go.
You know how like someone train you? I've had experience where even during my school days as a student, a regular high school student, there are some instructors that we had that today, in our today's life, as all we have begun with all these ages, you can still hear that person's voice in the back of your head and say, I didn't teach you this. Look, this is not what I taught you. You need to go back and do it right. So in my mind, what I'm trying to say is, I'm so overconfident with my teacher, like I said, because they taught me well, especially when it comes to you. Not only to me, you did it to a couple of other people. And one time I said, Juan, I like the way you be hard on us, or that we're not your friend.
It's tough love.
Because
it's tough love.
It's called, tough love. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't be making mistake and I get soft treatment. Because if I'm alone in that, like you said, it's not just me, it's you, it's your family, it's your student, your fellow student in the back of the seat.
Oh, yeah.
We all in this truck together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is not where you take safety for granted.
Correct.
So yeah, that's
That's the objective, is to go home to our families the same way we showed up to work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So have you had any job offers, any interviews, any potential employers, any leads that you wanna talk about? I know you just graduated recently, but I know it's very common for our students to be applying while they're here, learning, and they already have a test date or whatever, so they can tell their potential employers that they are testing out a certain date. But have you had any any potential job leads, interviews?
Yeah, there was a couple of potential job lead. There was one that came across me that, like I told you guys, I had to send Lancaster because
Oh yeah.
it was
He was just
that
over
was the
here.
offer that was given to me,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, Lancaster,
Yeah.
go ahead, because I wasn't ready at the time. I was for my
Okay.
CDL to come through to have copy of it, because this CDL is like a dream to me. So having my CDL is like a dream to me. So I was like, I want to see, until I believe that I'm ready at this stage, I want to hold my CDL license, see Class A written on it, and believe that, yeah, I am a CDL holder. But yeah, it's there right in front of me with my certificate and everything. And I got an interview for Tuesday with the same company where Lancaster is.
Okay.
It was supposed to be this gone Monday, but it was so overcrowded with people that they were training, including Lancaster.
Yeah.
So they put me up to Tuesday. And I had another brother of mine who came from out of here, Mr. Washington. And he said when he went out there, he said he had other schools credit for the CDL school, but those school credit wasn't accepted except S&R. So he was glad that he came to S&R. That's Washington.
Okay.
He was glad that he came to S&R, and the job that he went to, it was only S&R credit that he took.
Okay, and that brings me to a point. Lancaster was here about 2 or 3 days ago. He called us. He called me, and he wanted to know a little bit more over a 13-speed transmission, because, as you know, we train here on a 10-speed. So for that job lead that he had, he came in and we coached him. We took him to the assimilator room, and we went over the steps of how do you shift the 13-speed. So if you happen to run into the same thing, feel free to reach out, let me know, and then we can, pull up a study material just like we did for him. So that just reminded me of that. Okay. So if you feel you cross over the, you're going through over the same hurdle, let us know. Okay. And we'll be sure to get you up to speed. Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how can you share how the mentorship or job placement assistant at SRTDA influenced your career decision and help you find opportunities? So I know you have that potential job lead, but have you spoke to anybody here as far as the job placement opportunities that we have here at SRTDI?
Well, I do know while we were attending our section here, there were discussion. There were people,
the guest speakers
that came and told us about the things to do when we get out. So S&R have already put in place opportunity while you're attending here, that you can take to your advantage. So whether or not, it left for you as a student to be able to take those things at your own advantage to improve yourself in getting a job. Job is not just going to walk to your feet. You have to walk to it.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the environment itself out there at the training pad, out there at the yard. So how would you describe the environment? How would you describe the environment here at SRT? Well, it doesn't necessarily pertain to the yard. You can talk about when you were here with Mr. Folks, or if while you were here in the office. How was the environment? Was it supportive? Was it encouraging as you work towards your goal? Like, do you feel like did you ever find yourself hitting a dead end wall, or do you feel like were your questions always answered? Was everybody approachable? Did you feel comfortable going up to people and either an instructor, office personnel, about a potential question or doubt that you had? How would you describe the environment itself?
Well, I think that I don't want to think. I know every instructor did make themselves available.
Okay.
Not in a way where you cannot meet or talk or get your question answered. Like every teacher, every instructor here made himself available. Even the school proprietors, everybody made themselves available. All the office doors still open. You go there, you get your question answered. You go on the a reminder app, and you get your question in and you get it answered. So everybody made themselves available. There was no way that anybody would say that there was in any way they tried to reach an instructor and they didn't.
Okay. So now that you completed your training, right? How do you think it's impacted you, Lafayette's life? How has completing your training, both personally and professionally? Like you talked about your family, you talked about, how has you completed this program affected like you, Lafayette, as a person and professional Lafayette?
Well, like I said, and I will say again, this means a lot to me because you can't just wake up one morning if you're not prepared to just wake up one morning and say you want to be a Class A commercial driver, like license holder. It just can't happen. You have to be prepared mentally, physically, financially, or whatever it is. So it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my family. It means a lot to myself. It's an achievement. It's
There you
an
go.
acceleration.
Yeah.
Next step to life. I just need to go out there and like I would say from you, safety first.
Yeah.
Keep doing what I learned here.
Okay.
Getting to know my truck, getting to inspect all of what I need to inspect before getting on the road, respecting other people' rights on the road, and all the good stuff.
Okay, which ties me into my next question. I know you talked about that you have a potential job lead, but with that lead aside, is there a particular role, like a particular trailer, like whether it be tankers or hauling doubles? Um, is there a particular job that is your overall goal that you would like to? I'll give you an example. Like me, I love hazmat. Operating hazmat tanker units was my thing. So my question to you do you have an overall goal, like an overall target of what you want to be doing with your CDL?
Well, this is not going to be my stopping point. I'm thinking about like having a couple of endorsements on my
Oh yeah,
CDL.
okay, yeah, absolutely.
But first, I want to start with at least my first 6 months of experience
Okay,
on the regular level.
okay,
And then once I get to that point, then I can start to uh, move forward with my couple of endorsements. It can be tanker, it can be where direction that I can add more value to my CDO that I'm going to do.
okay. And again, and also too, I hold coachings of students that want to pursue, that want to get different endorsements on their on their CDL. We can have those, we can have those conversations if you want a little bit know more in depth
Got it.
about that. Okay,
That would be great. Yeah.
So as far as like the trucking career, okay, the trucking industry, have you seen it evolve over do you see it evolving over the next few years? Do you think it's going to be the same? Do you think that, I mean, just because we're in high demand now, do you think we're going to be in high demand in a year or two? I mean, what do you feel over, because I'm assuming a lot of people, when they get into the trucking industry, they do a little bit of research and they know a lot of people come in here because they know that we are short drivers in the nation. So it's high demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that the industry is going to maintain the way it is now in the next few years? I mean, how do you see it changing or evolving? What's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion on that is it's going to get better. It's going to get better because um, we are in a huge society, and there's so many people out there.
So what excites you most? What excites you most because you know that you're in high demand. You know your craft is in high demand. Like what do you like about it? What
Everything is the foundation. Everything. What I like about it is the first step. Getting to get to this first step is the most important part.
Okay.
Now is how to maintain it. If I can maintain it, and like I said, gain the value or convince employer out there that I'm ready for business.
Okay.
I know the trucking business will improve and there will be more jobs out there. From the get start, it's not going to be easy.
Okay.
As everybody think that you get out of CDL school today and you be like, oh, they lied to me. They said I was going to make it X, Y. Most students are like that. But what they don't understand is everything is step. If you get out of high school today, it doesn't mean you're going to get a $200,000 annually job.
True.
You have to prove to the world, that you mean business.
So how do you plan now that you have your CDL, now that you know more or less what you want to do, you have your potential jobs. How do you feel that you're going to continue to grow your professional development? How do you feel like you're going to do how you're going to do that? and stay updated with the industry and standards of of the overall CDO world of the truck driving industry?
Like I remember one of our guest speaker talk about staying on a job.
Yeah.
You can't just be out there like get employed today, get fired tomorrow, employed today, get fired tomorrow.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to like at least hold a job for a certain period of time.
Hold the job.
And before you think about making the next decision, then just go in and expect gravy on top,
Yeah, absolutely. So now that you've reached the finish line, right? Now that you reached the finish line, looking back on your CDL journey, what advice do you have for someone who is considered becoming a truck driver? So for the next candidate, the next applicant that comes in through that door, if your job was to be out there opening the door for those people, and you had to give them a word of advice, what do you think you would tell the new guys that eventually want to be in the position that you're at?
Well, I would tell them they are at a one-stop shop.
It's a one-stop shop. Okay.
One-stop shop. Once you get in, you got no reason to want to change your mind. This is the place to be. Friendly environment, friendly instructor, friendly. The bosses are friendly. The owner are friendly. Like everybody out here. While they're in section, they won't be hungry.
Tell them to come see me, man.
They're gonna have the best instructor. One. Yeah. And like I said, like a couple of people be like, "Oh, man, when Juan is in the truck, I be shaking." I said, "You said Juan. What if you hire your employer in the truck with you, and your employer come and say, I want to ride with you today?" So you're gonna be shaking as well, because he's not gonna be smiling. He's gonna be way worse than Juan, because that's his truck.
Yeah.
So if you can be able to understand Juan and give him what he need, that is, like he said, make me shut up.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to say,
remember that?
Yeah, that's all you said. Make me shut up. If I'm in the seat, I only want to say left, right, take the next lane, turn left, turn right. If you make me shut up, I don't have to get on your back like telling you what to do, then we good.
All right.
So that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If you make one shut up, you good.
So all right, Mr. Lafayette, you've been talking about a lot of positive things about everything you liked, and I'm flattered that you feel about me in such a way. All right. But if there's something you would change about your experience here at SRTDI, or in the training that you received, like if you can change something, what do you think it would be?
Man, I can't tell you no lie. I would be lying if I tell you I need to change anything.
Okay. So
I'll be lying. No, seriously, for real.
Okay.
I'll be lying to you if I tell you that I think anything. I never seen any organization so organized and stay true to the word, to the words.
You don't think I was a little too strict on you?
No, I'd rather that.
Okay.
For a fact is where I'm coming from, my society, the people that love you are the one that tough on you.
Okay.
Even your parent, they don't joke. The people that rough on you is the one that love you.
Okay.
Because they see why you're not saying and they want you to be safe. Like for you, if I go out there tomorrow and start playing around, I remember one time that was Chevy. Chevy took my phone from me. The moment we got in the truck, he took my phone from me. And I was like, I was going to give it to you anyway, Chevy. You know what I mean? Like, we're pretty cool. Nowadays, everybody get distracted by phone. So if you have an instructor taking your phone from you, it's still happening in the school today. People take people's phone from them before they enter classes. Here, you're in class.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be distracted by your phone, give me your phone so you know that I'm serious. Which I like. I don't want to change anything about S&R.
Okay. I appreciate that.
It's well laid out.
So
and taught. Yeah.
Okay. So Lafayette, when you were doing your research and you talked about, you came in here, you went to the yard, you talked to a few students, and you realized, man, you know what? Maybe truck driving is what I want to do. Okay. So you had a certain perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
So has your perception changed, or what is your perception now? Now that you've reached the finish line and you have your CDL, what is your perception as far as the trucking industry now from when you first started? So let's talk about no CDL Lafayette when you're just doing your research to now you're at the finish line and now you have a CDL, you're ready to start truck driving. What is your perception of the journey versus what you thought about what truck driving was going to be to what it is now?
Well, I think like I'm fully prepared to to face the trucking world, and I was properly taught and examined.
Okay.
And I think within myself, I'm fully ready, and I know I won't definitely go out there and do something that I wasn't taught.
Okay.
So it's good to go to the rifle institution and get a rifle training for the real world.
Okay.
So I'm not saying it because I graduated from the school. I'm not saying because I got a certificate in front of me. I'm not saying it, because I'm friendly with the instructor right now or whatever it is. I'm saying that this is the place to be. If you're looking for the rifle school to get your CDL and be able to go out there and make good living for your family, I think S&R is number one school in the area to attend.
So, okay, Mr. Lafayette. Well, we really appreciate you taking the time and taking this interview. Yeah, we got great feedback. We really enjoy it here at S&R that you've enjoyed your stay here, that all your CDL goals were met, and that we were able to satisfy all your CDL needs. And we appreciate you taking the time. I know you're a jack of all trades. I know you're a very busy man. I appreciate that you got your CDL. I appreciate that, I feel like I had a little bit of input on you obtaining a CDL. And
A lot of
yeah,
info.
man, Mr.
Yes,
Lafayette, I
a lot.
appreciate you taking the time and coming in. And thank you very much.